flyers, right?
We do.
Just so people know.
Yeah, this is their gala. The CEO invited me there, so we're kind of thinking about ways to...
Oh yeah. Not worried about it. That's something we off
I mean, it makes no sense to ever any division.
Oh, I thought they wanted a flyer to hand.
Last year we had...
Good afternoon, everybody. You can come on around. Come on in close.
If everyone wants to come in and feel in the seats. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. There we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City of Revere's 4th annual flag raising. There we go. I'm Councilor Steve Morabito, and I'll be the Master of Ceremonies today. Can you guys hear me? Is it on the speaker? Yeah. Now you can hear me? The importance of Pride Month is reason enough why some of the Revere City Councilors wanted to express their words of support today, but were unable to make today's flag raising due to work and prior obligations. Therefore, some of my colleagues gave a quick statement to not take away from the speaking program, and others made a joint statement. Council President Tempore, Joanne McKenna, Ward 2 Councilor Ira Novoselsky, and Councilor at Large Tony Zambuto send their regards and support. Ward 6 City Councilor Ricky Serino sends his regards and said he would be here if he was not at work, but sends his support and wishes to our LGBTQ community and says Happy Pride. Councilor at Large Mark Silvestri emphasized he's a staunch ally of the LGBTQ+ community and reminds everyone, love is love. Councilor at Large Jerry Visconti sends his apologies for not being able to attend this flag raising due to a schedule conflict. He said the City of Revere takes great pride in being a welcoming city. He said to remember LGBTQ rights are human rights. Councilor Visconti went on to say, our duty is to stand behind LGBTQ friends, family, and community members and offer unwavering support and respect. Now we're going to introduce the elected officials who are here today. But before we do that, we're going to introduce some of the department heads. Let's give a round of applause for Fire Chief Chris Bright. Police Chief Dave Callahan. School Committee Woman Carol A. Ty. Our newest member to the school committee, Jacqueline Monterosso. Did you notice the roll of the tongue with the Italian accent? It was pretty good, huh? Next, school committee man, John Kingston. Last but not least, school committee man, Michael Ferranti. Oh, actually, we can't forget the last one. School committee woman, Stacy Rizzo. And we also have Councilor at Large, Dan Rizzo, who is going to come up here and make a few statements in person.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate this opportunity. Welcome, everybody. It's great to be here. During Pride Month, we are reminded that our remarkable diversity is a gift that makes all of us stronger, and rededicate ourselves to the ongoing cause of equality, acceptance, and freedom for all. Who you are and who you love should never lead to discrimination and violence. And yet, LGBTQ persons around the world continue to suffer abuses based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, and sex characteristics, and face laws that impose capital punishment, imprisonment, and discrimination. Notwithstanding all of this, it is also a time that we celebrate the progress that has been made so far in securing protections for the human rights of the LGBTQ community. As we mark Pride today, let us all reaffirm our unyielding commitment to defend the human rights of the LGBTQ community here in Revere and across the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor. So, Pride Month is a time when we come together as a community to recognize and to celebrate diversity, inclusivity, and equality that our city stands for. It's a time to honor the incredible contributions of the LGBTQIA community and to reaffirm our commitment to creating a city that is safe and welcoming for all. To begin this ceremony, I would like to introduce Acting Mayor Patrick Keefe.
Thank you very much, Councilor Morabito. I have a few brief remarks, but this is fantastic. It's going to be 90 degrees out right now, and everyone's out here enjoying it. Fortunately, we have a few misters. We have an unbelievable panel that was put together, and Councilor Morabito and the mayor's office put together a terrific program. But not just today's event. We shouldn't just have this press conference and have this flag raising. We should recognize this is an entire month of celebrating, but this is something that we have to change, and we have to accept, and we have to understand. This is a change that we have to deal with, in the sense that people don't like change. And years ago in Revere, Councilor Morabito, a colleague of mine, got on the city council, and he started talking about creating more acceptance. And I can tell you, 8 years ago, Councilor Morabito wasn't as comfortable as he is today to talk about his life experiences. And I saw that change and his courage to be able to come up over the last few years and help create events like this for the city of Revere. And I equate it to And by no means am I trying to even come close to suggesting it's the same at all, because I do not walk in his shoes, and I know how hard it has been for him, but I also know that how much we've seen the community grow as a whole. I remember when I went to elementary school, people would pick on each other for the clothes they wore, the shoes, the size, what they looked like, how they dressed. I remember, being picked on because I was a little overweight, and I enjoyed my mother's cooking, and that drove me to be into physical altercations in elementary, middle school. I remember after school getting picked on, and there were trigger words. Someone would use the F word or things like that, and that would trigger me to act angrily. Getting me into after-school fights and positions that made me very uncomfortable. I can never imagine going through school, going through elementary school, going through middle school, and going through high school, and having to hide my sexual preference, the way I feel about my friends and my relatives, and not being able to share who I was. And many of my friends here today, and also many of my friends in life, have come out with that courage, and really, the way the world has changed over the last 20 years has been exceptional. Does that mean that we end today and we stop the way we think and the way that we evolve? Absolutely not. But events like this today, events like the way that Revere has evolved, just in the last 4 years, to be a more open and inclusive environment, makes me extremely proud. It makes me extremely proud to be a Revere resident. It makes me extremely proud to help celebrate this month and this day and every day with my colleagues on the council, my colleagues in City Hall, and my neighbors and friends. Revere is a beautiful community, and we've done a heck of a great job in becoming more welcoming. But again, as mentioned, there is still work to come. I just wanted to again express my gratitude to Councilor Morabito for putting this event together. I wanted to express my gratitude to the speakers here today for coming up and sharing their courage. And I wanted to express my gratitude to the residents of Revere that come here and help make Revere continue to change and keep pushing the envelope to make sure that we're primed to raise our children with the right values and raise our families and teach tolerance. Last piece, this is an event today that is really great, well attended, but we also have an unbelievable event on June 25th that I welcome everyone to and I invite everyone to. I was criticized for this last year, Councilor, but I'll say it again. It was probably one of the best city-run events last year, our Pride event, and I look forward to doing it for the second time this year. I look forward to supporting my friend Councilor Morabito and the entire city of Revere and promoting another wonderful event. So I invite everyone back on June 25th for another fantastic event on the plaza. And thank you so much. At this point, thank you. I'd like to welcome Representative Giannino. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. I will tell you, for many of us that gathered on one lawn over earlier this week, the weather... Can't hear me? That's a first. Can you hear me now? All right. So I'll say, for those of us that gathered on a lawn over on Monday, the weather has changed quite a bit from then to now. We were all freezing, and now it's quite the opposite. But I think it's still a testament to show the people that are out here today in the heat to be here for this occasion. And I really want to commend my colleague, Councilor Morabito, for putting this together. I know when I first got elected to the State House, I went to Chelsea's Pride, and Chelsea had such a phenomenal community pride event. And I said, wow, we should be doing this in Revere. And that very year, Councilor Morabito put this together. And over the years, I'm so proud to see this event grow and to see the tea dance happen last year and to see the crowd, which I think this is the biggest crowd we've had for this event. And you should be really proud of that, Councilor, because this is because of you. So today we gather here to celebrate and raise the Pride flag high in honor of Pride Month. This symbol represents so much more than just a rainbow of colors. It's a beacon of love, acceptance, unity, and it serves as a reminder of the progress that we have made and the work that still lies ahead. As we raise this flag, let us reflect on the struggles and triumphs of the LGBTQIA+ community throughout history. We honor those who fought against discrimination, prejudice, injustice, and those that have paved the way, the rights and the freedoms that we enjoy today. It's important to remember that Pride is not just a celebration, but it's a commemoration of brave individuals who had the courage to stand up, be seen, be heard, and be valued. In this moment, let us also acknowledge that the fight for equality is far from over. While we've achieved so many milestones, there are still many challenges that we face as a society. Discrimination and hate still persist, and the LGBTQIA+ community still continues to be marginalized in other parts of the world. Not here in Revere. But we must remember that the fight for equality is not just about one community. It's about creating a more inclusive society for everyone. It's about standing up against any form of discrimination, whether it's based on sexual orientation, gender, identity, race, religion, or any aspect of what makes us the diverse and beautiful community that we are. Let this Pride flag serve as a reminder to our commitment to creating a world that everyone is free to love, free to be loved, free to be themselves, to express their identities without fear. Let this be a symbol of hope, of unity, and of progress. Today we raise this flag. Let us reaffirm our dedication to building a more inclusive and accepting community. Let us celebrate the diversity that makes Revere beautiful, that makes Revere great, that enriches our lives, and strive to create an environment where everyone in our community feels safe, valued, and respected. Together we can make a difference. Together we can build a world where love knows no boundaries and where everyone can live with pride. I have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker. She's a fierce advocate for the LGBTQIA+ community at the State House in Beacon Hill. She's a fierce advocate for the city of Revere, and I'm so proud that she's my partner in the Senate, Senator Lydia Edwards.
Well, happy Pride, everyone. You did it on June 1st this time. It's perfect.
I know, right?
I also have to echo the thanks for Steve's leadership and his bravery and his courage. I think people take for granted today what he does and where you have come and how far you've come as a person, as a leader, as a politician, as a gay man here in Revere. And I don't think people really understand how many people watch and learn from him, how many young people who may still be in the closet, who still may not be able to even talk to their own parents. Being able to have a counselor out and proud of who he is and where he's going is incredibly important. Last year I talked about why Pride means so much to me and how a lot of the struggles are so deeply connected. Last year I talked about the famous case Loving versus Virginia, and I will always keep reminding people about that and connecting the two struggles together. In Loving versus Virginia, it was 1967, the Supreme Court decided that black and white individuals could actually marry, and that all laws that prohibited that were unconstitutional. And from that, you see many of the laws that were anti-gay and prevented gay marriage from happening also were struck down as well. The reason why they're so connected is not just because the states overreach, but it's the way in which the government was defining who has the right to even love, who has the right to be in a relationship that they so choose, and who will we recognize in that. And in 67, it was based on your color of your skin. But it wasn't until 2003, was it, with Goodrich, that we formally here, at least in Massachusetts, we were ahead of the curve, said, we don't care even about your gender. It doesn't matter. You are a value, you are deserving of dignity, and who you love, you should be able to be recognized for that wherever you go. And I proudly stand a part of that legacy and fighting for that. But beyond marriage, it's also about job discrimination. It's about recognizing people for the work and contributions they've done in our society. We have gay police officers and firefighters and teachers and veterans and people who've died for this country. And it's really important that in Pride Month we remember to be prideful of all of those folks, and many of whom could never come out. Many of whom could never express who they truly loved. And it's important that we never ever deny a person that ability. I grew as a person from a very small town outside the Air Force Base I lived on. Population 2,000 people. Very small. And I didn't have or know a lot of people different from me at the time or from that small town. But I remember meeting my first gay friend in college and how that changed my whole world and understanding there's no real difference. That's why it's really important for gay and lesbian folks to be out and proud and everywhere, and that we see them and recognize them, so that we're not ever influenced by ignorance or just lack of experience, because a lot of it's just based off of fear. Lack of experience and not knowing great city councilors and friends like Steve Morabito. So I'm here to celebrate Pride, and I'll be at many, many Pride events. And I just am excited not only to promote Pride and be part of the pictures and the flag raising, but also to constantly use Pride as a reminder of how much work we have to do together for everybody to have dignity, respect, and love. And with that, I have a dear friend of mine from East Boston. Well, yes, my dear friend from East Boston who I met, who is prideful, wonderful, hardworking person who has been involved in the community, immigrant community, gay community in so many different ways, and making sure all people feel seen. And I just wanted to introduce my dear friend, Jesus Mota.
Wow. Let's read his profile.
Oh, sorry.
The state senator got a little ahead of herself. She took over the program. No, honestly, I'm just fooling. But I just want to thank our state representative and state senator, because without them, literally, we don't have advocates who are championing these rights. So I want to thank them for their ongoing support of LGBTQI advocating. So thank you. It really means a lot on behalf of the community. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing our first guest speaker, Jesus Garcia Mota. Jesus is currently the Power Up Business Outreach Manager for Amplify Latinx. Before joining Amplify Latinx, Jesus worked as the City of Boston liaison for the Wu administration, where he worked tirelessly to make sure that residents got equal access to city services and became more engaged with the City of Boston. Jesus also worked for the Walsh administration as the East Boston liaison. Throughout his work in the metropolitan area, Jesus has focused on making sure residents receive support and guidance to access services by creating and implementing programs and plans that guarantees equal access to everyone. Jesus is a resident of Revere, and his current position is focused on increasing growth and economic opportunity for Latinx-owned businesses in Massachusetts. So let's give a round of applause for Jesus Garcia Mota.
Hello, buenas tardes. Hi, everyone. Well, good afternoon. It's an honor for me to be here today to be part of this special celebration. I would like to thank the City of Revere, our acting mayor Patrick Kiffey, and all the elected officials for this invitation. As it was mentioned, my name is Jesus Garcia, and I became a resident of the City of Revere last year, and I love living here. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank all the City Hall employees for the work that you do every single day. So an applause for all the city workers, please. As was mentioned, during my 15 years professional career, I have the opportunity to work providing assistance to communities, especially minorities and immigrants in all New England. I am currently working at the nonprofit Amplify Latinx as outreach manager, focused in providing assistance to a small business in Massachusetts. Our mission is to build economic and political opportunities for the Latino community. In my role, I help to create visibility for the Latino business owned, facilitating connections to existing resources and advocacy for capital and equitable contracted opportunities. That being said, today we are here to celebrate and support our LGBT community. And I want to remind us that pride is positivity, pride is love, pride is joy, pride do not discriminate. The message that I would like to bring today is about the importance of continuing being an ally to our LGBTQ community, and that we should be mindful of the obstacles that LGBTQ community has overcome. There is still a lack of knowledge and respect towards the gay community, and unfortunately, on many occasions, this escalates to levels of violence, including acts of crime. Therefore, I would like to remind us to be kind to each other and embrace our diversity, because that's what would make us continue to move forward as a society. Social change happens through tiny, everyday actions of acceptance and love. If you know someone who is maybe struggling to accept their own identity or orientation, especially with the youth, make sure that that person can feel comfortable in their own skin. And that is okay to be different. You never know if you are saving someone's life. This Pride Month, let's dedicate ourselves to the mission of acceptance and perseverance, not only as a community, but as a united nation. In times of uncertainty, we should overcome and flourish it together. Finally, remember that Pride is about being your authentic self and celebrating the community all the time, not just 1 month. Happy Pride. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for those important words of advice. Now I would like to invite our second guest speaker, Erica Porcio. Erica and her wife, Vladislava, have been residents of Revere for the past 7 years. While Erica was raised in Peabody, her family roots trace back to Revere. Erica plays a pivotal role as Executive Director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce and also excels as a financial professional with New York Life Insurance Company. With her deep ties to the community and professional expertise, Erica brings a wealth of knowledge and passion to her endeavors. So let's give a warm welcome to Erica.
Thank you, Councilor Morabito. I also want to thank Senator Edwards, our state rep, Janina, our acting mayor, Patrick Keefe, of course, Councilor Morabito for making this all happen. This is huge. So thank you. And thank you to everyone here today for showing up. That's all you have to do is show up. So I did put together a little something, and I am going to be looking at my phone, so pardon me for that, but it is 2023, so I think that's fair. So first off, I've said my thank yous, can't say it enough. I appreciate being here today and the opportunity to speak. Today is a very special day. Today marks the first day of Pride Month. To further reiterate, Pride Month is a celebration of history for the LGBTQIA+ community. It is a special time for us all to honor the resistance, resilience, and fearlessness of those who fought tirelessly and courageously for the equal rights of all. Today we come together to celebrate the courage of those who came before us, as they have paved the way for many of us to have the voices we now have today. Today, and for the month of June, we celebrate those victories wholeheartedly. Pride Month is also an acknowledgement of the present, as well as a reminder that we are not yet finished here. Indeed, we have made groundbreaking history in the fight for equal rights, But the fight is still on. We still have work to do, and much of that work will revolve around understanding the true meaning of inclusivity and visibility. As a member of the LGBTQIA+ community, I know so deeply, that living your truth, being who you truly are, is still very much a difficult feat in this world, even today. Being a member of this community is still very much an exercise of patience. As human beings, we are social creatures, and we have the need to belong, to feel included, to be a part of something. It is an essential human need. In fact, the very innate motivation to belong is an essential and core need to survive as a human being. From a psychosocial developmental perspective, human beings, in fact, have this innate motivation of belonging, starting as early as 6 to 8 weeks old. Imagine that. And as we begin to learn as children in those early times, we learn facial expressions in our development, and we enter the social realm of core human development. When an individual begins to develop into the next stage that we know as adolescence, they are met with many questions pertaining to their identity and sense of self. We coin this as the identity stage of development. And as social creatures, we as human beings enter the identity stage and look to the world, the community around us, to help us better understand who we are and where we fit in this world. Imagine, just for a second, the detriment of a world and a society that does not accept you, the detriment of one's self-acceptance and self-worth in such a crucial time of human development. And so for that, for the LGBTQIA+ youth, visibility and representation are what lead to self-acceptance, which is the very foundation of human mental health. And it's not just a matter of self-acceptance. It's also the harassment and the bullying that many youth in our community face on a daily basis, even still to this day. This is why inclusion is so important. It's not about just being included, so much as it's about not being excluded, not being exploited, and not being left out. I stand here today with a voice I may not have had if it were not for the courage of those who fought for the very rights that we have today. I am here today. I am visible. I am visible for those who are still afraid to be seen in a world that fails to accept the beauty of all of God's diverse beings, the same God we all answer to. I am here for you. I am here for those who do not yet have a voice, who are not yet seen for who they truly are. I am here for you. We deserve to live our truth. We deserve to be our authentic selves. My presence here today, my voice here today, is for those who cannot speak because they fear the ridicule, harassment, and hostility that still is ingrained in our society. For those who are afraid to be who they are because society has told them that they are not accepted. And so I stand here today with one message to those of you out there. Please know that you, authentically you, is absolutely perfect in every way. As we raise the flag today, I ask you all to simply look at the many beautiful colors that make up this flag and know that everyone belongs here. This is our flag. This flag is a representation of all the beautiful colors in the world, of all the beautiful individuals in this city. the diverse people in our world that deserve to be known and accepted for who they truly are, equally. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica, for those beautiful words. Lastly, I would like to introduce our third speaker, Dallas Ducar. Dallas is a visionary healthcare leader, serves as the Chief Executive Officer of TransHealth, a pioneering organization committed to transforming healthcare. As a faculty member at the University of Virginia School of Nursing at Columbia University and the MGH Institute for Health Professions, Dallas brings a wealth of expertise to a role in shaping the future of healthcare. As a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing, Dallas actively shapes health policies related to equity, ethics, and affirming care. Bear with me. I think the sun is like melting my lips together. My God. Dallas demonstrates her unwavering commitment as the co-chair of the Primary Care Alliance, a member of the LGBTQI Federal Policy Roundtable, and an advocate for affirming care across the nation. Dallas has helped advise local, regional, and national elected leaders in the best practices and policies for gender-affirming healthcare, including advocating for protections for providers, and continues to push the needle of justice forward on a daily basis. Let's give a round of applause for Dallas Ducar.
Thank you so much, Councilor Morbido, and thank you to all the electeds here today. Thank you, everyone who's here today. Happy Pride. Thank you for being here. So, as Steve said, my name is Dallas Ducar. My pronouns are she, hers. I'm the CEO of TransHealth. We're an organization that's 2 years old now. We serve about 2,000 trans or gender diverse individuals across the Commonwealth. Let me tell you, there is a huge need right now. We are seeing people fleeing southern states on a weekly basis, showing up at our door, needing health care after their governments have abandoned them for basic health care and made it a felony for providers to be able to provide basic primary care or basic mental health care because a child understands their identity. So I want to thank you for being here today to celebrate a day of celebration, our flag, our history, and also what we continue to fight for in this country today. This is a day that really transcends the symbolism of a flag or the duration of a month. It represents instead a cumulative journey, our shared past, and our collective future. We are here to hoist this pride flag, a bold emblem of liberty, diversity, acceptance, and our last measure of devotion to the cause that it represents. This flag, painted in vibrant hues of our spirits, is a testament to our victories, both past and those yet to come. Standing before you today, I feel a profound sense of pride, a fierce joy that really lights a fire within me. Because this day, this moment, it signifies more than mere celebration. It's an affirmation of our inherent right to love, to be loved, and to be ourselves. It's a testament to our equality, our dignity, and above all, our undeniable human dignity. Remember, Pride did not start with confetti and didn't start with rainbows, but with confrontation. Not with a parade, but with a protest. It began with a riot, with fists clenched around bricks, voices raised demanding justice. It started with the courage of individuals who refused to bow down and instead said enough was enough, and they would stand for their core human rights. The Stonewall Inn once was a sanctuary for the marginalized. It was transformed overnight, igniting a movement and becoming a symbol for basic rights for our very identities. Pioneers like Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, and countless heroes, they gave voice to a collective cry for justice, and they lit a torch for a struggle that still burns brightly today. Their legacy demands our ongoing commitment and vigilance towards justice and equality. As we stand here today, let's not forget that change is not inevitable. Change doesn't just happen. It comes from all of us. From showing up, from being here, from being able to be our authentic selves. We are here today because we refuse to wait for that change, because we strive to be that change, and because Massachusetts can be the leader for this nation, now more than ever. We are both the makers of history and we are made by history. Our past shapes us, it molds us, but it does not define us. We write our own stories. We continue to write the story of pride. It's a story of resilience, of diversity, of acceptance, of joy, and above all, it's a story of love. Every individual, regardless of how they identify, deserves to live openly, honestly, and free from fear. Because that's what liberty is. Freedom from oppression. Freedom to express oneself. Freedom to love. The fight for one is a fight for all. The threads of all of our struggles are intertwined. And justice for some cannot exist without justice for all. Our progress is mutual, our liberation collective, and we rise and fall together stronger in our shared resolve. So today, as we hoist this flag, we raise it for everyone. We raise it for those who cannot, for those who live in fear, for those who are no longer with us. Today, we stand united under a hopeful and brilliant colors of this flag, and we renew our promise to march on and keep at it and work day by day until everyone can live and love freely. Today we declare that we are here. We will not be erased, and we will not rest until every single one of us can live with the freedom and the dignity that we deserve. So let this flag serve as a reminder of our struggle, our resilience, our hope, and our unyielding commitment to not just survive, but to actually thrive. Let it proclaim to the world and to this beautiful city that we are many, and together we are powerful. So let's march forward during this month, not in the shadows, but in the light of day, with pride in our hearts and our heads held high, because the journey towards justice may be long, it may be winding, but together we have proven time and time again that we have the strength, we have the courage, we have the determination to carve a path forward to a future that celebrates love, celebrates diversity, and enshrines the right to simply be. Thank you all, and happy Pride.
She almost knocked me out. My God. Good right hook. So, you guys ready? So let's do it 10-second countdown. You guys ready? DPW, are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce the Pride flag is waving above our city. Thank you all for coming. In closing, I would like to remind everyone on June 25th from 2 to 6 p.m. we will have the Pride celebration at Waterfront Square on Revere Beach. Last year we had over 1,000 people who attended. It was friends, people from the LGBTQ community, and we had a good time of enjoying music and unity. So come on down and join us. And now, if you guys want to stick around, there's some cotton candy and some beverages. So let's enjoy each other's company. And please, don't be shy to ask questions.